Energy plays a very important role in the national security of our economy. Dr. A.F. Alhai, president of Energy Security Analysts, LLC, defines energy security as the physical security of natural gas, oil, and LNG supplies, and the security of energy facilities to support biofuels and renewable energy resources. According to the Energy Information Administration website, there has been an increasing threat to our security of energy from competition among countries for energy resources because of the increased industrialization of countries such as India and China. Anup Shah of Global Issues points out in his article on energy security that there are a number of concerns that come from the lack of energy security, such as fossil fuel depletion, environmental issues, and reliance on foreign sources of energy. There are also the energy needs of other countries and energy demands from developing countries such as China and India. The biggest concern that Shah mentions is how energy security affects geopolitics. For example, a lack of energy security is what makes us import much of our energy sources, such as oil, from other countries. This can lead to supporting dictatorships, rising terrorism, and affecting the stability of countries who are exporting the sources. With a lack of energy security, the stabilization of the countries importing the energy sources is also at risk. Through doing research, I have found that energy security is becoming more and more important in the world today and affects many different aspects of life. Today, I would like to give you a better understanding of why energy security is so important by explaining what it is and how it affects us. Let's begin with the different things that are included in the security for our energy resources. Global energy security would ideally be all countries having access to cheap energy. However, according to an energy security article done by Highbeam Research, countries become vulnerable because of the uneven distribution of energy resources. Naturally, as countries are developing, they need more energy resources in order to keep developing. Poorer countries that are still developing are going to need and want more energy, and they're the ones that are getting less, while countries like the US go into enormous debt to feed their obsession with luxury. In his 2006 State of the Union address, President Bush explained that the problem is that America is addicted to oil, which is often imported from unstable parts of the world. U.S. imports by country of origin, shown on this chart, show that between September of 2008 and February of 2009, the U.S. imported 2,280,958,000 barrels of oil in all, just between those months. Now, out of that, 97,665 barrels alone were from Iraq. This is a good example of how we import energy sources from unstable parts of the world and how it is affecting our energy security. The insecurity of energy resources can lead to many things as well, such as political and economic instability for a country, supporting dictatorships or puppet governments, and an increase in terrorist activities, as mentioned before. Now that you have a good idea of what energy security is, I'm going to explain how the country can be more secure. Energy insecurity has helped fuel wars, but has fortunately been leading us to make lifestyle changes and finding renewable resources, says Highbeam Research. People are starting to go green. Using more environmentally friendly products has become a new trend to keep the earth clean, but it has also been helping conserve energy. According to the Department of Energy, the new energy sources are being researched and tested, and people understand the importance of conserving the sources being currently used, which means less is going to need to be imported if we can already produce our own. The government is trying to make the country have greater energy security through gaining more energy independence. According to the Library of Congress, an act sponsored by the Representative Nick J. Rahal was introduced in 2007 to do just this. The Energy Independence and Security Act of 2007 was passed by the House and the Senate and became law, and with the purpose to increase the production of clean renewable fuels, to protect consumers, to increase the efficiency of sources, to increase the efficiency of buildings and vehicles, to promote research on and deploy greenhouse gas capture, and to improve the energy performance of the federal government, as explained by an article on GovTrack about the act passed by the 110th Congress. In doing all of this, the country will become more energy independent and therefore have more energy security, and we won't have to import as many energy sources from unstable parts of the world. Now that you have a better understanding of the impact of energy security and why it's important, in conclusion, energy security is important because it lets countries be independent, keeps stable political and economic systems, and lessens the reasons for wars and terrorist attacks. I hope that you now have a better understanding of a very important global issue that affects our world greatly.